Hello, I am Tato Cat and welcome to my channel. Today we're playing the letter. Previously, as you can see, we've left off at like a creepy point. Previously, after getting a pep talk from a small child, she became a ghost and scared us, and then we went to her apartment and found Ashton and Isabella there. Turns out that Ashton is starting to believe some of the creepiness, and he's teaming up with Isabella to figure out what's really going on because a second murder happened. We don't know the exact details, but they decide, well, Ashton's like, well, you know, maybe something is happening and we'll figure it out. But he got kicked off the investigation for some reason, but apparently we're not supposed to think about that, and we don't know exactly what they're doing, but they're doing something. And then they're like, cool, we'll do something too. But now we're cleaning our equipment, and then this happens. And that's where we left off. Alright, let us continue. Every now and then, this would happen, leaving a few tenants in a rather bad mood. Nothing unusual anymore after a few years of living here. But this time, the sudden hush brings with a stillness that raised the hair on the back of my neck and set my heart beating hard against my chest. Something reeks in the air. In an instant, this place is no longer home. It's a prison. Every rational fiber of my being screams at me to leave. I force myself to swallow and keep a clear head as I lay down all my cleaning tools and begin to gather together the rest of my things scattered about the table. The camera's body, lenses, filters, diffusers, phone, anything in my hand I could reach, but in the resulting panic, oh crap! I didn't mean to click! Hold on. Backlog. Like in my nightmares, it is a scent that reaches me first, a foul, putrid smell filling my lungs, with a heavy stink of death. My fingers clamped tightly to the camera, holding it closer to my body, as if the tiny thing would provide enough protection to whatever is with me in the room. It won't. That's the only comfort I have.
Hello? I know you're in here. What do you want?
Something moves behind me, a soft scuttling over the walls, followed by a squelch and painful creaking of what can only be rotten flesh and broken bones. Without hesitation, I whirl around, my fingers and camera ready, patiently waiting for another movement.
Leave now!
Let's get ready for this quick time
There's
event.
nothing here for you!
There's a brief moment of silence. And silence after it, and for a short while, I think my pleas worked. Of course it didn't. Then, with no warning, the shuffling resumes, and along with it are the sobs of a woman. Tap, tab. Oh. Use mouse to look around and press the space bar. Take a picture. Is she up? Oh no! What's happening? Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh crap! I knew it! I knew it! I wasn't expecting that. I was looking at the QTE thing in the corner because usually it pops up in the corner. Ah, yeah, of course we'll continue. Okay, so what am I supposed to do? Can I look up? Where is she? We're supposed to find her, right? Is there any hint to where she is? Oh, I saw her. Where'd she go? Son of a sea biscuit eating bulldog. That she murdered me. This is gonna take a while. Okay. We can see her shadow, right? Found ya! Yeah! Okay. I made that more difficult than it should have been. The light flashes fleeting one last time. My eyes actually kind of hurt from that, allowing me a glimpse of her grotesque, misshapen features before it is once again lost in the darkness. All of a sudden, her tune changes. No longer it's a soft cry by a high-pitched shriek, brimming with pain, grief, and anger. Every ounce of courage I've mustered flees from my body at the sound, and the next thing I know, my hand is gripping the knob, and I'm wrenching the door open. Her wails follow me as I flee into the night. Pacing has always been more of Ashton's thing than mine. When I want to think, I sit and let the minutes tick by until the idea comes to mind or my mind pulse settles down. Or my pulse settles down even. Ashton, I need a drink. And yet, dried leaves and twigs crack under my shoes as I make another pass at them. Terror is too mild to describe what this is. There's no way in hell I'm going back. Whatever she is, pleading won't work. The moment we saw that letter, she's been after us.
But I can't run. Not this time.
And we're still calling him? Nearly 2 hours have gone by since I left the comfort of my room for the solitude of the park. 2 excruciating hours since I've started making calls. No one's answering. Not even Rebecca, who has always kept her phone line open in case other people need her. Or Isabella, who frequently checks her for any messages and readily responds as soon as she can afford. It does not help that Ash hasn't said a word, where he went off to as well. I'm guessing the mansion.
Damn it! I knew I should have asked him before I let him leave.
Probably. Knowing him, he can be anywhere. But there's really only one place he'll likely be at this time. The sun has already peaked over the horizon when I make my way to the mansion. I need to look at this heart thing because it's driving me insane. There we go. I have no idea what I'm expecting to see when I get there. There's Ashton, first and foremost. A part of me wishes my assumptions are correct and he's really somewhere close by on a stakeout. But I've never been the lucky sort when it comes to that kind of guessing. And even after I made the round of the immediate vicinity, I could find neither hide nor hair of him. Calling him does no good either, considering how awful the signal here is. He can't be too far if he's really here, but if he is, he would have already noticed me by now. Instead, there is only silence, the kind too quiet to find any sort of comfort in. Even the trees seem to have fallen asleep with the rest of the mansion, oblivious to what's happening around it, a small island of stillness in the otherwise fast-paced world. No wonder the whole of Ansem feels at odds with the rest of Luxembourg. Just creepier. While the city is alive, growing every minute, breathing every second, and pulsating with life, the village remains unmoving, unchanged. It's surprising the legend still lives up to this day, and why she's still here, walking its hollowed halls. And beyond me, the mansion looms ominously, and now ain't the time for fear. Even if Ash is not here, I still got to let the Wrights know what I've seen and what's in their home. And whatever grievance Ash has with them doesn't matter. There might be grounds for imprisonment, but they don't deserve a brutal death at the hands of one malicious spirit. And I'm sure Isabella would want the same thing. I head straight for the door without second thought. It takes a few rings, the sound loud above the foreboding stillness before I hear footsteps on the other side.
God and damn it! Only a Nazi would knock at such an ungodly hour.
Again?
Where's that damn butler when I need him?
Why is he so, purple, hazy, shadowy? Before long, the door swings widely open, with Mr. Luke Wright standing behind it. Seething would be a complete understatement to describe him. Like this, I've got no doubt why Ash would find him a suspect.
You! Again! It's bloody 6 in the morning! What the hell is it now?
Listen, sir, I know this is not a good time.
Oh, it's not a good time! Did you even check the clock before coming here? I bet you didn't! Unlike you, the ones living in this house need to sleep. Come back when people are actually awake, or I'll call security on you.
Before I can get a word in, he slams the door to my face and bolts it shut with much finality.
Wait, sir, you gotta hear me out. You're both in danger if you stay in there. Have you seen the news lately? Everything's not a coincidence.
Only silence answers me. Maybe if he was Miss Wright. Oh, who am I kidding? I've already seen the look on her face when I tried before. There are limits to how far a person will believe in you. Then again, I didn't believe Isabella when she warned us. And now I'm here, desperately trying to save people, even if I'm aware it's completely out of my own capacity to do so. Is this what they call karma? If so, this is one horrible way of turning things around. That's not karma. Karma happens in your next life, not something you do now and affects you later. Instant karma does not exist. Taking people's lives, playing with people's fear, making them feel useless.
You're around, ain't you? You here? Inside this house?
Oh yeah, you yell at the crazy ghost lady.
Listening, watching, or whatever it is that you spirits do? What do you want? You're already dead! Leave us!
Nothing. I don't even know who I'm talking to, or if a sane person is supposed to be doing that. The only thing I got after is a feeling of foolishness washing over me. Or perhaps this is just me losing my mind. Out of other options and any other ideas, I let my hands slide off the door's surface and fall listlessly to my sides. I can go back to Luxembourg, try to find the others, try to get out of this mess with them, or let them know how much in deep shit we all are. Both sound good. Either way, my loitering here ain't helping at all. I let the quietness calm me for a few more minutes before standing up and heading out to fetch my bike. It's quite a distance to Luxembourg, but if I hurry, I'll reach it in maybe... The rustling stops as soon as I turn around and strain my ears for any other movement around me.
Yo, Ash, you there?
No answer. If he is here, and I've just missed him earlier, already my feet are moving in search of him. For the second time, it won't hurt to double check. Triple check, even. How big this property is, he can be anywhere. But things ain't so urgent. If they ain't so dire, that lives are at stake, I'd probably have just waited for him to show up again.
But damn it! He needs to realize what exactly it is he's dealing with.
That is not just a petty criminal he can simply throw in jail. That it is something beyond the authority his police badge could ever give him. The guy needs to stop playing the big damn hero, sit down and chill. My breathing comes in short, shallow rasps by the time I make it back to where I started. Still no sign of him, and I'm beginning to think I'm just wasting my time here. But that's when I hear it. I'd recognize the melody and heartbeat. Ma's favorite song. I listen for a while, trying to gauge where exactly from the house it's coming from. My feet start moving before I can stop them. And there, as I circle the corner from the room in the first floor, a single window is open, but I can't make out whoever's inside. However, I'm sure the singing comes from there. Still, why I'll hear an old tune here of all places I won't know. It's not an obscure song by all means, but it's pretty rare to find someone who knows this. and for some reason, death seems to follow the song around. Oh great, we're going to break into the house. Panic lodges itself at the base of my throat at once. Whoever's humming might be, I don't want to be the pessimist now, but on the off chance that it is Miss Wright?
Shit.
Are we going in? I shouldn't just barge in there. I can put myself in danger before I can save anyone. Ash will tell me so in the exact same words. Might even write me a dissertation why that is a bad idea if he ain't so lazy. But damn it, damn it, damn it, god damn it. Someone could be in danger. Well, shit. Keep looking for Ash or enter the open window. Honestly, both of these could get me killed. I feel like if we keep running around, we're going to step in some sort of weird old-timey hole and die. If I go in the window, I'll also die. Let's go in. We've already died several times being Zach. Why not die some more? Enter the open window. I can search for Ash, but what if he's too late by then? What if it's too late by then? How big this place is, it could be anywhere, and it's very likely by the time we come back, someone's already bit the dust. With that, and the cries grow louder against my ear, the longer I linger. Almost impossible to ignore, drawing me like a moth to a flame. I'm gonna die. It's that moment in a horror movie where like, don't go in! And I'm just like, do 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 do. Yeah, that's what's gonna happen. For a moment, I let myself shudder, shaking the uneasy feeling off my head. This can't be a good idea, not by a long shot. Still, I've got to try. Whew, finally enough for a couple as high profile as the Wrights, they don't seem to have any security detail patrolling around. A few guards here and there, sure, but one will expect they'll have more considering the size of the place. Works to my advantage, though, and I really can't complain when there's a high chance I might get arrested for what I'm about to do. Luckily, the window's wide enough for me to fit through without making any noise. There's certainly no going back now. But as soon as I step into the parlor, all of it ceases, while I find no trace of the woman I heard crying like I'm expecting to. The room is still empty at this time in the morning, and I'm standing awkwardly in the middle of the hush. Maybe she just hid somewhere.
Hello? Are you here? I heard someone earlier, and I'm here to help.
Hoping for an answer, I let the question hang in the air. But several seconds really go by without a word, or the slightest movement to indicate there is someone in here. Has been here. With the stories I've heard, the things I've seen, it takes effort to keep my brains from going into that line of thought.
I'm not going to hurt you. If you're here, say something.
Nothing. Am I just hearing things? No, I'm pretty sure I heard someone. But with no one responding, I can't help but feel silly like this. And the awareness that I've just trespassed a house for nothing because of some voice prickles at me. Suddenly the silence feels uncomfortable and a needling anxiety slowly creeps up in my back. I should get out while I can. If it ain't there, it ain't there. I don't spare the room another glance when I walk back the way I came. Out into the window, leave before someone else
I
notices.
thought I heard a servant moving around here. Turns out it's just a rat scurrying about.
Why is there creepy music?
How unpleasant.
Hansi, you know us. It's us, man. My heart shoots up into my throat. I can run. The window is a few steps away. I should be able to escape. But instead, out of some foolish impulse, I turn around. Perhaps it's because the only impression the guy has left me in what few times we met is nothing but unsettling.
This ain't what you think it is.
It is what every bad person would say in a bad situation. That's not what it looks like. No one look over here.
You're quite the distance from the kitchen, I'm afraid.
Why would we be in the kitchen?
Perhaps I should lead you there.
Someone's in here before me. I wasn't here for what you're thinking. There was sobbing and...
The first blow knocks the wind out of me, sending me heaving and crumpling to my knees. Tears well up in my eyes as the pain swells when he twists my wrist behind my back.
You've gotta listen to me!
Then again, dirty thieves aren't welcome in my kitchen either.
Journal updated. Okay. For a moment there is only silence and a sudden piercing ache. This time at the back of my head. The room abruptly tilts on its axis, dimming. Oh, well, I haven't died yet. That's a good sign. Journal, October 30th. A terrified Zachary went looking for Ashton in the Ermengarde Mansion, but to no avail, as he tried to warn Luke Wright about the spirit supposedly living in the house, but was simply turned away after hearing a crying woman. Zachary sneaked into the mansion, but was unfortunately spotted by the Wright's butler, who apparently is quite the fighter. On the verge of unconsciousness, I can only hear the scuffling of a foot, the thud of the door being closed, and a woman crying, asking for help. I know no more. What? The pain is the worst when I come to a sharp piercing ache somewhere at the back of my head, begging to be noticed. But it's nothing I can't handle. Blearily, I open my eyes, expecting to be greeted by sunlight. Curiosity killed the cat. I did die. However, the walls that welcome me are unfamiliar. When everything comes into focus, I recognize the place for what it is. A cell. No, I got arrested. Okay. But I will die, because the ghost will kill me. Dark cramped with the only light coming from the moon outside, streaming through the sole window barred by thick metal bars. Memory rushes back to me in sharp bursts. The mansion looking for Ashton, a familiar tune, and a woman crying. All while my head still aches from the hit I received.
Still better than a morgue, I guess.
Gingerly I pull myself up, stretching the cramps from my shoulders as I do so, but stopping when a sudden movement induces an acute stinging pain right through my arm.
Damn, they got me good. What time is it?
As expected, they've taken everything I have on my person, wallet, cell phone, my keys, meds, even a small pack of gum. Protocol is protocol. In the first place, ending back in another cell ate in my agenda. The first time was not a pleasant experience, and certainly won't be either. Considering who's likely to put me in here, it could be much worse. The bars are cold to my touch, and I approach it looking for the person on duty. They usually allow us to contact someone, and Ashton, at least, has to know I'm here. He'll be pissed, I am quite sure of, but he's the only one who can help me prove my innocence and get me out. However much I don't want to rely on him for this. The hallway in front of the cell is empty, but voices float through from further in, likely the poor officers assigned to late-night duty. Judging from the snippets of conversation I cast today's topic over a snack, that is that moron who thought it was wise to cross the rights. They used other names too, most of which I'd like to have words with them about in the future, but really, I'm in no position right now.
Excuse me. Anyone?
Silence.
Excuse me! I need to make a...
Yep. Blood freezes in my veins, and the grip on the bar tightens as a revolting scent reaches my nose. More than the gore, the foul smell of death hangs heavily in the air, and against my better judgment I turn. Her face is the first thing I see. A gruesome sight on its own. Eyes gleaming with nothing but... What, there's a new journal entry already? Okay. When Zachary finally regained consciousness after being knocked out, he found himself locked in a precinct. A familiar woman gave him a little visit. Oh, where was I? Blood oozing from a large punctured wound on her head. Mouth opened wide and a voiceless scream. I clamped down on the compulsion to retch. On instinct, I stepped back, putting as much distance as this cramped cell will allow between us. Bars brittle as soon as my shoulder hits it. A hindrance. Not to freedom, but to safety.
Get away from me!
She moves in short, sudden, bone-crunching twitches. And I know there is no escape. I'm screaming for help before I know it, jolting the bars with as much force as I could.
Somebody! Get me out of here! Anyone, please!
Bugger off! Some people are trying to get some sleep here!
No! She's here! You've gotta let me out! She's gonna kill me! Someone! She's...
What do you mean? Oh, you poor dear. Oh, I've unlocked a tiny memory fragment, it seems. You've unlocked a memory fragment. Perhaps dying wasn't so bad. Marianne. Wait, what? So, even though he died, I still, moved on. So, Zach is screwed, but I guess the game continues on? Poor Zach. Sorry, man. Maybe next time I, won't go into buildings. Also, we had to read her profile. I am not going to do an Irish accent. I could barely do the British one, if you could call that a British accent. Mary Ann. Mary Ann McCullough. Birthday July 14th. Cancer. 30 years old. Height 5'11". She's quite tall. Occupation interior designer. Former architect. Nationality Irish. Religion Roman Catholic. Education Bachelor of Arts in Architecture. Likes chocolate, cats, classical arts, country music, karaoke, board games, video games, anime, and other obscure pop culture items. Yoga. Left in the dumpster as a baby, she was found by a peddler and spent most of her childhood roaming the countryside in a beat-up van. Her father taught her how to read, write, and pray. Though an unconventional life, it was all she knew. Child welfare and protection eventually caught up on and required that she have a proper education. She was provided a scholarship at St. Samanthan School for young ladies and was bullied for being a charity kid. Mary Ann only had one friend and was mostly focused on her studies, intent on graduating and returning to her father. Ashamed that he was diagnosed with Alzheimer's soon after. Her work as an architect in Ireland lasted until the Irish economic crisis. She moved to England and after some time left Spain in search of a better career opportunities. Poor Zachary. I accidentally murdered you. 7:15 p.m. The numbers are so little on the top of my screen, and they glare at me with such intensity that I can just hear their accusations. I'm late for a night out with the girls, yes, but I have a perfectly good excuse. Jeez. Considering I didn't follow the typical office hours, they really can't expect me to be able to just go and as I please at 5:30 on the dot. The client is the first and foremost my priority. I have to sit tight when my personal assistant Chris tells me we have a big one coming up and that I shouldn't miss this one. He knows a lot more on the who's who and the what's what when it comes to those socialites, and I trust that judgment call. I really don't have time for rich people, their drama, and their politics. These sorts who were born with the silver spoons in their mouths and were used to wagging their silver tongues about. I let him handle the negotiating with them for the most part. Why else would I have hired him? But he told me I'd received a message about an hour ago.
Now, if only he has the full shilling when it comes to the time.
Come on, I have a social life too, you know. To an extent. Sort of. Alright, we'll end this episode here. R.I.P. Z-Man, and we'll continue on as Marianne in the next episode. I'm Tato Cat. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe. Have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon.